Welcome to Cowgirl Talk, where we empower you to live authentically through real food, real talk, and real life. Sisters brought together by our love of cows. We're your host, Emily, a dairy lover and personal trainer living in Florida.
And Becca, a corporate cowgirl holding down the family fort in Pennsylvania. Let's go, cowgirls!
Hello, and welcome back to Cowgirl Talk. So today's episode is all about leaning into a funny trend that we've seen all over social media lately. I feel like it's creeped its way over to Instagram a little bit, but I've mostly seen it on TikTok. So for the non-TikTokers, I think you'll still think it's funny, but you may not fully understand where we're coming from. But there's trend going all over of basically, I'm bored, tell me your most unhinged opinion or advice or experience on a certain subject. So it has ranged from everything about parenting, about beauty hacks, about relationship advice, about even like vacation experiences, just what someone has ever said to you. It can go anywhere and everywhere, and we just thought it was hilarious. And we're gonna share our thoughts on some of the unhinged opinion and advice, because there are some that they are helpful, and then there are other ones that are just pure entertainment, I think. So I'm excited to hear what you think about some of the ones that I found, Becca.
Yeah, I'm still trying to think of my own unhinged advice.
I know, I'm not that crazy, I guess.
I feel like we probably do have some pretty unhinged advice. We're just, as we get in the mood, or groove, I guess I should say.
We'll
both. Probably think of something, yeah. So I think this is funny. I have TikTok, but I never use it. So I have seen.
Good for you. That's self-control. It's a black hole.
I have like I think I have like 3 different TikTok accounts. Because
I don't know how to log in.
It literally would not send my email something to log in, you know? So I have like 3 or 4 TikTok accounts.
Okay, so you should go in and create different algorithms with each one for your different moods.
Oh, that's smart. Yeah, so I'm excited. I'm excited for it to come to Instagram.
Yes, I've seen it a few times, but with that, I did both, some market research on both. No, I collected some funny ones I saw from TikTok, and then we did also ask our audience, both on DGF and Cowgirl Talk, of just what is some of the most weird, random, unhinged advice you've gotten before. And so we can talk on those. Do they work? Do they not? And then again, we'll share ours. And yeah, like Becca was saying, I was trying to think of that. I was like, damn, I think you just need to get your mindset right for it, because I could not think of anything super weird or super crazy, which I guess is not a bad thing, but I was just surprised with myself. Or maybe I just didn't want to get that weird yet when I was looking at it, because I was like, we can be weird.
Yeah, I feel like once we get into the couple thing or the kids thing, we'll probably be like, oh wait, yeah, we do something like that.
Yeah, so I have one written down. So if something else better comes up, but I'm excited to see, Becca, if you come up with anything that's like, okay, you surprised me. But before we dive into the what?
I gotta start thinking.
Well, maybe the high-low buffaloes will help get you thinking. I know this always can go a couple different directions. You never know what way it's going to take. So what is I'll start with the highs. I know when you were writing this down, you wrote it as your high, medium, low. But
yeah, oops.
We'll start with your high for the week. What is the high?
Other exciting things probably happened other than this, but this was the first thing, and this is why I'm dressed the way I am.
Oh.
Is it's Masters Week and weekend.
Yes.
Which is fun. So I've got my Cabot hat on, which I guess is a really cool golf course. So
very bougie.
Cool. And then my mother-in-law got me this sweatshirt that has a picture of a martini on it. And instead of olives, it's golf balls with a flag as a pick.
It's so cute.
Says extra birdie instead of extra dirty. And it says Martee, like T-E-E, like a golf tee, Martini Club. And then members only. So I've got my golf apparel on, and it's just a fun reason for Joe and I to just kind of like rot on the couch together. And I'm usually just looking up the wives on Instagram. And my favorite part is when people get stuck in the trees and have to hit the golf ball from really awful positions. So,
did you see Scotty's on Friday?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
So you loved that moment.
Yeah. Yeah. But they're making golf is for people now. Golf used to be this like elusive club, and it's not anymore.
I know. It was so...
I know that probably drives some...
those people that were in it
elusive
before.
OG members nuts. But now it's like golf is for the people. It's fun.
That's true.
Get over it. But yeah. So, yeah. That's been my high this weekend. Oh, no. There was one other thing that, because this has nothing to do with the Masters, but we ate a really good meal while watching the Masters.
Oh, was this one you sent on Snapchat last night?
Yes.
Oh, this one looked so good, y'all. And Ruben was like, you need to make it. I said, no. No.
Well, you would love it because it's very similar to your wedding meal. They're Guatemalan. Like, it's a Guatemalan restaurant.
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure, like, a farmhand started this restaurant, or his wife.
Oh, okay.
And, so it's called Coney's Kitchen, even though I always call it Coney's Island.
Yeah, like, that was a Johnstown thing. It might still be.
And so we got the pupusas, which are really good, with this, like, savory coleslaw. But the best part were the empanadas.
Oh,
with this avocado salsa. I've never had an empanada like that. Like, they were massive and they were full of the filling. Oh my God. Joe and I literally both audibly said, wow. When we took our first bite.
That's awesome.
Like, yeah. So, and then I had a really good coconut margarita with it.
Oh my gosh.
I fell for Alex Earl's brand, Sip Margs.
Oh, so did you make one on the side?
Yeah, it's just in a can.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God, they're so good.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, she's not really an influencer I relate to now
Darn
in my
it,
life.
everything she makes is good.
I know, but when I saw it, I was like, but she drinks a lot, so
she would know.
I bet she would know. And she does. They're pretty good.
Wait, what is the first thing called? You said pupusas?
Pupusas. They're like this little flat circle. It almost looks like a smashed pita bread. And inside is like a thin layer of beans or cheese or pork or... It's so good.
Yum.
It's so good. And they're black beans. Oh my God.
I love that for you. But it does sound like good. It does sound like a high of a weekend, because sometimes you just need a weekend like that. And the Masters, it is fun, and we did the same yesterday after family left, and that's kind of my high for the week. Is we had family. Well, it was my family, which is not Ruben's family. Come in Friday afternoon, left Saturday morning. So her dad came in, Mary Lynn came in, his wife, and then Tyler and Gianna, and then Pap and Lisa. So there were...
Oh, Pap and Lisa came up to Georgia.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So we were entertaining 6 people, and we did hibachi Friday night because we got a Blackstone. And they are so fun.
You specifically are obsessed with hibachi. You were a hibachi kid.
Yeah, it's good. The yum yum sauce is delicious.
Yeah.
But it's really fun to do it on the Blackstone specifically, and it's an easier meal to make for a larger group of people. And so we did hibachi, and then we did a big breakfast yesterday morning, because this is Sunday morning. But it was great to see everyone, have everyone visit, and actually get to use some of the upstairs of the house, because my office is in the upstairs of the house. But we had our room set up, and yeah, it was just fun. Hudson loved the company, and we had a ton of yummy food aside from what we made. It's like everyone brought a different type of dessert. So we had lots of sweets. And then, after everyone left yesterday morning, well, like mid-morning, we watched the Masters as well. And I almost forgot to include this in my high, because I've put it off for 2 years. I officially changed my last name this weekend. Go me! Which, I feel like I should clap myself, because I kept it for 2 years. I've been Emily Shaw for 2 years after getting married, because we've traveled a lot with the moving. I just didn't want to have to deal with not having my name the same and not getting let into a country or something. And so I finally found a good window. And it wasn't... The main parts weren't that hard last week. Perks of small town offices, I guess. But, yeah.
Most people, it's not even out of a values thing or making a statement thing with their name. It's just a pain in the ass.
It is.
I still have quite a few things. Like, I changed all of my bank accounts and got new cards.
Oh,
that are
those
supposed
are
to have the new name. They still sent me my old name on them. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it.
You guys are stupid.
Seriously, it's so dumb. As long as it's right on my account, whatever. And so, yeah. So I was like, okay, my card's fine. You know what? I had to send a picture of my license and everything and marriage certificate to the airline. So if someone's like, this isn't what your account says when I'm trying to buy something else, pull it out.
I know, like, do I have to carry my marriage certificate everywhere now?
No. The airlines I would do next if you have TSA pre-check.
I want to do my passport too.
Well, you have to do that before you do anything else.
Okay, so I need to do that now. I've got my social.
Did you get the newly named box?
It hasn't arrived yet, but I have the
Oh. Yeah.
I have the downloadable version.
Yeah, it tells you the order, passport you have to do next, and then you can.
Yeah.
I would do travel accounts next, and then everything else just periodically.
Yeah, see, that's the part. The social, the license, and the new registration and tag, not very hard. Especially, again, little town. Ruben ended up knowing like half the people we needed to contact. And it wasn't long waits. This was the best DMV experience I've ever had. It was 20 minutes in and out.
Hey,
so
perks
easy.
of a small town, baby.
Yeah. But
That's
now,
nice.
it was those little things. But we've got it done. The big things. My new license is on the way. And I was really stressed. My car registration was expired in Florida already. And I kept thinking, I'm going to get pulled over. I'm going to get arrested. So I'm really glad I got that done. I don't have to stress about it now.
Yeah, I got my car insurance in the mail forwarded to me. I was like, oh, I still need to change that. And literally, okay, so Joe and I filed our taxes together for the first time this year.
Oh, that too.
And I have, like all these little random things for taxes.
Yeah.
It's like, ooh, you earned 2 cents on your SoFi account. Random things. And so some say, Rebecca Shaw, some say Rebecca Peffer. And so I asked them if they needed my marriage certificate. They're like, no, we know
the
you
government
are.
cares that much, they can do it for me at this point.
They only care if I don't pay. And honestly, what I'm making is not cause for concern.
And I go after the big fish in the pond. Please leave me alone.
Literally. No one's going to arrest us, Emily. I wish I was
Fingers
rich enough
crossed.
to get arrested, but I'm not.
Well, don't speak that into existence.
What, getting that rich?
No, of like the tax people deciding to come after us just because.
It's just a tier. It's just a tier of success that
we
the
just
government
sometimes you never
watches
know. Maybe they're like, you know what? Screw the little people. We want to go after them this week. And then they're like, it's you guys because we listen to your podcast.
Okay.
Anyways, though, so we're
What's
not
your
speaking.
low?
Huh?
What's your low other than like what's yet to come with the name change that will probably last for the rest of our lives?
I know, that's annoying. Well, low, it was an actual low this week, and not trying to be sad, but so at the farm, to start, like within the past year, there's been 5 dogs. Willow, Sadie, Duke, Hudson, Stone. Hudson's mine. Stone is the Australian Shepherd of like Ruben's mom. I mean, and they all kind of interact though. And then Duke was the oldest male dog, German Shepherd. And then Willow and Sadie. Willow is a Pomeranian, and Sadie is a Jack Russell, and they were both over 10 years old. Willow passed in the past 6 months or so. And then beginning of last week, I can't remember if it happened actually before we recorded our other episode, but Duke, a couple months ago, he had gotten sick, and they were like, hey, he has a little spot of cancer. He only has a couple weeks left, and he kept surviving. He kept living. And a couple weeks ago then even, he seemed really off, so they took him back in, and they told him he only has a couple days left, and he survived more weeks. But though,
oh my gosh.
I know, he's resilient. He was
It's
like,
that farm dog resilience.
He said, I'm not giving up. But then so about a week ago, you could just tell he really couldn't get up, couldn't move. It was just very uncomfortable. And so we had to put Duke down. And then Sadie.
Oh no.
I know. So Hudson and Stone are
the shadow killer.
Yes. So
or shadow chaser.
He had something going on mentally a little bit, that he would chase shadows or reflections, but not in a funny kind of way. I mean, that was what he lived for. So there was something. a little off, but he just kept Stone and Hudson organized almost. So now they're just a little discombobulated.
One of them is going to have to step it up and be the leader.
Well, now Hudson's here, and then Stone's over at Ruben's parents' new house. So everyone's...
Oh, no.
We don't really farm dogs anymore. Everyone's separated. And then Sadie, the little Jack Russell, who was kind of the matriarch, she was 12, but she got nicked by a tractor tire, and she's so small that they took her to the vet, and it was just not good. And so we lost her too, like 2 days ago. I was like, this is bad. This is sad. We have bad dog juju right now.
Are you guys going to get more dogs to kind of like...
I want another dog. But Ruben's like, we're having a baby. I said, well, I can potty train him at the same time, or I can get up in the middle of the night at the same time to take him out to pee. I want another one. Hudson needs another friend. He was used to being here, and there being so many dogs, and now he doesn't know what to do with himself.
Oh, poor buddy.
I know. I mean, poor dogs that pass. But now Hudson and Stone are just, they're confused.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, do they have play dates?
I think Stone may come over to the farm a little bit. I mean, Hudson still gets plenty of attention if he goes into the farm office or sees all the people. So he's fine. But I think he's just confused. I don't know if they get it, you know? Like, where did these dogs go?
Oh, yeah, no, dogs don't. I mean, dogs probably understand more than we do, but they don't understand it to, like, the gravity.
Yeah, he's gone forever.
Yeah, he's just like, okay, he's not here anymore. That's sad.
Yeah. So, is your low sad low or just a random low?
Random low.
Okay, good.
We found a mouse in our house yesterday.
Oh, yeah, I said feed it to the ticks.
It was so cute. Oh, my God, it was the cutest mouse I've ever seen.
It was
so
very
Phoebe hopped off the couch yesterday and was, like, following something. We thought she saw something.
Yeah, especially inside.
Yeah, she wasn't barking because I think she was confused. I said it was her killer instinct. You don't bark at the thing you're hunting. You got to creep up on it.
Yeah, you got to be sneaky.
And then I went into the bedroom and I let out a shriek that I did not know I had in me. And I guess I can't make fun of anyone who reacts like that. I was like, oh my God. And
Where was it? Just on the ground still?
It ran into the bathroom. I was like, there's a mouse in here. And I was like, so I shut the bathroom door. I was like, that was smart. I locked it in the bathroom. Look at me. I'm a cold-blooded killer. And I was like, Joe, well, let's not kill it. Like, let's just take it outside.
It's a little cutesy.
Well, it didn't look cute when I saw it. If you would have asked me and I didn't see it afterwards, I would have been like, it was a rat. It was huge.
It was so big.
And then he caught it with like a bucket and a pan. I was like, here's a bucket, here's a pan to scoop it in. And I was like, it's in the bathroom. He's probably hiding in a corner, and our bathroom's mostly open, so it wasn't going to be that hard to find him. I literally locked Joe in the bathroom with it. I was like, let me know when you have it, and then I'll open the door. And so he was like, aw, babe. I was like, what? He was like, he's cute. So we took it outside. It was like literally like 2 inches big. It was like a little woodland mouse.
It was so small. I saw the Snapchat.
So and then Joe said he took it out into the woods. And he was like, I'm such a wimp. I'm wondering if that mouse is okay right now.
I know, like, did it get picked up by a hawk right away?
Well, we have a lot of birds of prey. And I mean, they're swooping.
Probably why he came inside. Said, no, I don't want to get
He's
killed
like, I
today.
put it in the woods. It just sat there and started eating a leaf. I was like, oh my God, that's so cute. So the low is that a mouse got into our house. And that's gross.
Kind of seems like a high.
Last night I was sleeping. I was like, what if there's more mice in here and one just crawls on our bed? I would literally fucking die.
Oh, the whole family just decides to hang out with you two.
So that was our low.
At least it was cute. So
It was so cute.
It's kind of a high low. Okay, I love that for you. I'm glad it wasn't a rat. I'm glad you got it outside. And
if it was a rat, the house would be burning right now.
No, yeah, rats are I know it's some stupid, unrealistic double standard, but the cuteness of something matters. No, rats carry
more diseases. It's not double. There's justification in rats.
I'm gonna start gagging for literally no reason.
While you get yourself back together.
My buffalo is also about animals, so you go with yours first.
Mine is that Joey got a heating pad vest
That is so. Oh
that
God.
covers your whole back and like it comes across your shoulders and
So
attaches
y'all just
in the
walk
front.
around with your heating pad vest
It's
on?
mostly just when you're laying on the couch. It's almost like a warm blanket.
Oh.
It's so nice. And as a lady at that time in her cycle, it was like the best feeling ever.
Could
last
you wear it
night.
opposite almost to where then most of it's on your front? For your, like, the stomach
Yeah.
area, uterus area?
Yeah, you would just probably lay it on top of you. I don't know if I would like that.
It might get too warm on the front.
Yeah, but it was nice. And he's officially in his mid-30s. I'm still in the young 30s.
You round down to 30 still.
I do. He rounds up.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's 35 and it's showing.
Yeah, the weighted, or no, not even the weighted vest, the heated vest.
It does feel a little weighted too. So
Well, I mean, it has to have some good equipment in there.
yeah. So that's our buffalo and it's quite nice.
Okay, so mine actually, it's about animals, but it's on the same track of, is this adulting? So we have, you know how when people call it the front or back porch, but the front porch is always the thing that like faces away from the road? It gets so confusing. But
Oh,
you know
really?
what I mean? Like the front porch technically of the house, it's not what you see from the road. You'll drive
Oh.
in. That's how our house was growing up. You always drove in and saw the back of the house. But
Oh, I guess we drive in though and see the front at our house.
yeah, see?
So
You
I would
see what
consider
now?
that the back porch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so our front porch though, that just it faces the animals, the cows, like the heifer pastures, that's screened in. Technically the back porch, but the one you see and the one that you're very often on, just through walking, coming in and out, is unscreened, but it's really nice. But because of that, there's pillars on the porch and there's little corners up of where, just it all exists and how it was built. And these birds, they're relentless. I don't know if they're swallows or what they are, but they just come in and build these nasty nests so quick. And it's mud. They use mud. And so it gets really dirty. And they get in there so quick. And they've been doing it forever. So if we would come visit, you would just see them in there. Because again, it literally happens so quick. We just got pressure washed this week. A day later, they're caking it with mud again. I was like, I'm not dealing with this. So I bought little plastic spiky strips from Amazon to put in all the corners on the porch. And I'm like, I'm not dealing with these birds because it's not going to hurt them if they don't go on it. But it just deters them from using these corners to build their poopy looking nest and then bird pooping all over our porch.
Well, report back if it works or if they learn how to use them to their advantage.
That's what Monica said. Well, they'll just probably eventually put a nest on top of that. But last night we were sitting on our patio furniture, just admiring it, watching all of the birds flying around, confused, staring at them. I was like, yeah, y'all suck. We win. And I was like, this is adulting now. This is what I find entertaining.
We're trying to bring birds in, and if you ever see me just kind of like looking this way, I'm right at the window where this is around the time the nice birds start coming in, because we have this one blue jay, but he almost has like plaid wings.
Ooh.
It's a specific kind of blue jay. I can't remember which one it is, but
Also, look at a specific type of blue jay. Look at us adulting.
I was like, Joe, I've never seen a bird like cobalt blue. This is wild.
Oh, I want to see it now.
I know. He's only come around twice. He plays hard to get.
He doesn't flash you too much.
Oh,
He knows he's pretty.
Also, did you know how big woodpeckers are?
I
And
know
they're
they can get
huge.
big, right?
No, they're like the size of this coffee cup.
That's they
I
gotta
have a
gnaw through
travel
wood.
cup. But I thought they were like little doop doop doop. No, they're like big. They're big.
We don't have those down here. I kind of forgot about woodpeckers.
Yeah. I was like, oh my god. Joe, did you see that? He's like, yeah, it's a woodpecker. I was like, oh, I thought it was
It's
a
a
bird of prey.
monster.
Yeah. He was like, haven't you ever seen a woodpecker? I was like, no.
I think we've had them
Literally
at the
never.
house growing up, but I don't know if we ever had the really big ones like that.
Yeah. So, anyways. On from
Wow.
birds onto our actual unhinged
Yeah, so I think
Advice.
now adulting, you find different things interesting, which I love for us. Okay, but before we go on this random tangent about birds, which, yeah, the swallows that are all of our approach, not cool, pretty birds, but we do have some cardinals down here. They're probably all
Nice.
coming north now. But
Yeah.
anyways, I digress. Let's get into our random unhinged weird advice. Okay, so I'm gonna what do you call it? Rapid fire
Okay.
some of the ones that we got from our audience and
Okay.
would love to hear your advice. So the two that we got for Cowgirl Talk, again, this was advice given to us or opinions from other people. So it's not medical advice or anything to maybe take too serious. And if you don't agree with it, it's not from us. So
And if you do agree with it, and good for you.
yeah. Good for
Sound
you.
off in the comments.
Sound off in the comments. Okay, so this one was my favorite because I did this when I was a child. Someone said, when your kid bites, bite them back. It works. So okay, I'll rapid fire quick. Hilarious.
Oh wait,
Another
no.
one
Do you
said-
want me to like?
Should I
I have
rapid
something-
fire all three of the ones that I picked
No,
from?
one at a time, because I have
Okay.
something to say about that.
Okay, give us your opinion. I was like, I think that's hilarious, and I would love to do it. My kid's annoying me. I'm gonna bite you back so hard right now.
Your kid is going to bite.
I bit people when I was growing up. So
It's your
that's
child.
karma,
It's-
I feel like.
It's gonna have little fangs, and it's gonna go around biting people.
Yeah, that's my karma.
The only time I would not agree with that advice is if you are the other child, because then you'll get in trouble for biting them back, even though they bite you all the time.
Yeah, parents can bite back. Children cannot bite each
No.
other. I'm
The
boss.
the one time I bite back, I get freaking grounded.
Oh, she was mean that day. Was
Oh
that
my
the
God.
same? No, just reference back to our Unhinged Sister Fight episode.
Yeah,
We
and
won't.
you'll understand, like, yeah. So, anyways, I digress. Bite back. From personal experience, bite back.
I think it could be nice, like soft bite, but I think your kid would just be so
Peop-
confused.
People do that with their dogs.
Also, I've seen people scream back their kids when a toddler's having a tantrum. The parent just starts to wah and starts doing it back to them, and the kid just stops and is like, "What are you doing?" and walks away because they're just so annoyed that the parent's doing it back to them. I think that's hilarious.
I agree.
Okay, so parenting advice 101. This is potentially how we're going to parent. We're going to
Probably.
nibble on our kids. I'll call it a nibble. And we're going to cry back to them, which I cry a lot anyway, so this is perfect. Okay, so this one is, Becca was like, we got to make sure we say, this is not medical advice. Do not.
Nor do we agree with it. We're just
well, I don't-
sharing.
Yeah, I've never done it before. So she said, if it works for cows, it can work for you. Take Epsom salt when you are constipated with Gatorade. So if anyone's tried this, Becca, maybe you can be our tester. You tried the Popeyes for us.
I'm going to be a hard pass on this one. But
I'm very
what I
curious
will
on the
say
science.
is that, like, I reference human things back to gals all the time. Like, when
Yeah.
people do the keto diet, I'm like, be careful you don't go into ketosis. Like, be careful with ketosis. That, like,
Yeah, that's
literally.
bad.
Yeah. So I'm like, guys, I don't know much, but I know that that's a answer in Dairy Bowl that's bad for cows. And they're like, okay, but we're not cows. I'm like, we're not that different.
I can't
Except for the
imagine
stomach.
it's still that much better for us.
Or like anything with reproduction. I'm like, well, with cows. So,
Literally.
you know what? I'm just saying, it's a farmer thing.
I mean, we're mammals. We just have different amounts of stomach, though.
Yeah, and you know what? It probably works, but we're not saying that you should do it, because ask your doctor first, or
If
ask
you
your
want
vet
to try
first.
it, yeah, if you want to try it, though, let us know and see how it goes. I am curious on that because I'm just curious on the
drinking
science.
Epsom salts like geeks me out, because that's what I like take a bath in.
Well, yeah, I think maybe you would get the unscented ones, right? Of course, you're not going to drink your lavender,
The Dr. Teal's
eucalyptus.
lavender.
Yeah, like don't drink
Yeah.
your lavender, eucalyptus bath salts. Maybe there's ew, that just sounds so gross. Well, lavender is a big flavor right now, so maybe try it out. Actually, no, don't do anything we've said. But
Yeah,
that's
literally don't do anything we've said. None of this is advice.
That was from someone though, so I'm assuming they've tried it and it must have
I guess
worked.
technically this is advice, but not from us.
Yeah, this came from a follower, and if she gave it, it must have worked. So y'all try it out.
And she's here to tell us, so.
It worked for her, and I love that for her. But I don't know if I'm going to try it out. Another advice. So we got some like really cool, kind of like motivational, inspirational one, but I wanted to pick out some that were just maybe unexpected, because the whole thing with the Unhinged one, it's just things that you maybe don't think about, and you read and you're like, oh, yeah. I get it.
It's almost like I don't want to tell people out loud that I'm doing this, but it works.
Maybe that's also why I thought when I thought of what's our own Unhinged advice, I'm like, I don't know, like how do I really want to out myself, you know?
Yeah, I feel like we outed ourselves with the sister fights.
Yeah, the people really know who we are, regardless. So this one you can definitely try it out. I don't think this one would be potentially have a bad effect regardless. But this was more so to my Dare Girl Fitness account. This one, or she suggested using Aquaphor or Vaseline after you're shaving your bikini area. It helps prevent razor burn.
That one's interesting because you're clogging the pores.
I know when you look at Vaseline or Aquaphor, and I know they're a little bit different, they're called protectants, right?
Yeah. Because, like, I've always read witch hazel's the best because it cleans everything out, and, like, razor bumps come from, like...
ingrown hairs.
Yeah, infected pores, basically.
Yeah.
So, interesting. That's one I'll try.
Yeah, that's one that I would be willing to try and not be afraid of what it would be like. But if you put on tight pants or something afterwards and you just feel all slimy almost from the Vaseline or Aquaphor.
Putting on your best pair of skinny jeans or leggings after you do that.
Yeah, if you're going to try that, maybe I'd recommend some loose pants afterwards so it doesn't stick to your crotch area. Or if you can just lounge around the house in your undies, go ahead and do that.
I'm sure it works too, like anywhere else. Like, you shave and get razor bumps.
You know where it maybe also helps is if you're using it, it just stops some of the rubbing as well because of the slippery aspect of it, I guess.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, well, I love that. I use this thing. It's almost an alcohol-based liquid, and it's called No Bumps or something from Amazon, and that works well if anyone wants that.
I use the stuff that's in the blue bottle.
Yeah, same. Isn't it called No Bumps or something?
I don't know, but it's just witch hazel.
Oh, mine smells very much like alcohol.
Yeah, but it's witch hazel.
Okay, cool. Okay, so I think we're talking about we're talking about the same thing.
Witch hazel, like, constricts.
Okay, so we got that and top it with some Vaseline or Aquaphor. I have Aquaphor. I'm an Aquaphor girly.
Yeah, I think you and I both use the same blue bottle from Amazon.
We'll see. Okay.
One of us probably told the other one about it.
Probably. We're like, hey,
At
this
some
actually
point in our
kind of
lives.
works.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so we've gotten a biting one. We've gotten 2 kind of health related ones, if that's what you would health beauty. And then this was from someone who responded to my story on Dare Girl Fitness, and I won't give you Becca wanted to keep it PG or PG-13. We will allude.
There's a line we haven't crossed yet.
So I don't know how to allude. Well, I guess I do. Okay.
If you're having a fight with your significant other, actually there are a couple of different things I've heard about this one that, like, after I said, okay, fine, we can allude. Like, I won't be a total fun sucker. They're saying, like, in the middle of the fight, stop cold turkey and... reconcile in your private chambers.
Be intimate? Can we say be intimate?
Sure, be intimate.
Because that can mean whatever you want. And
I like reconcile in your private chambers.
It sounds like you're in a royal family or something. Reconcile in your private chambers, and that can mean whatever you want it to mean.
Or, after you told me this one, I was like, you know what, actually, I've seen this, like, responses for this one, where if my husband and I are fighting about something that's not serious, like, you have to be able to differentiate between what's really serious and what's like, I got mad at you about the trash and we're both just tired and now we're arguing about, like, you leave your socks out or you do this or you do that, well, you do this. they put on party hats. Like, how can you have a fight?
That's hilarious. Like, all right, we have to go grab our hats.
They literally have party hats that for when they fight, they have to put them on.
That's hilarious. I saw one, which I'm not even sure what this kind of accent is, but someone said when you're in an argument, you have to start talking or it wasn't even an argument. It was when you're talking mean to yourself. So you could use it when you're being mean to yourself or you're having an argument. So when that's an unnecessary argument, start talking in a cockeye accent, which I don't even know what that means.
That's a cockeye accent.
But I think of like, start talking in a silly, stupid accent, whether it's like, and you're really bad at like British or Australian.
Oh, I'm so bad. Oi, mate.
Yeah, like try to argue. Really literally start trying to argue like that, and you'll be like, I don't want to do this anymore because this is really awkward.
I like that one.
Yeah.
That's good.
Would you try that? I might have to do
yeah.
that with like when Ruben and I are sleep deprived and we just bicker at each other. I'm gonna be like, we have to do this in an Australian accent.
I can't even do an Australian accent. Like,
I know the Shane.
Here, come on, do one.
Okay.
The Shane Gillis.
Yeah, well, Shane Gillis also says, I can't take anything Australian. And if we have Australians listening, awesome. I love you guys. But he just said, like, it's so hard to listen to what they say in that accent in a negative light. He's like, no, there's another one. No. Or he has a nice hat, fatso. That's my favorite. I say that about once a day. I'll look at a cow like, nice hat, fatso. I'm just, it's so funny.
Oh, there's, side note, a comedian, it's like James McCann or something. He has red hair and he does this bit. I think I sent it to the sibling group chat.
I need to catch up on that.
He talks about coming to America in his Australian accent. Oh my God, like I'm starting to cry thinking about it. It's so funny. So I'm going to rewatch that, get his Australian accent down, and that's how Joey and I are going to have our stupid fights. And yeah.
I'm here for it.
Whatever. I'm talking down to myself. I like that.
Yeah, that one. I thought that one was really funny. It was like when you're in a bad mood, even if it's internal, your internal dialogue, you have to put it into like a weird accent.
Or even like one that I know I have to tell myself is whenever Joey will say something to me, or literally probably anyone, and it's a request that it makes sense. It's probably a request I've made of him. Like his is always asking me to turn off the lights because I like lights left being on. And sometimes it just hits me and I want to clock him.
No.
Like, leave me alone about the lights. Get up and turn them off if you don't want them. But like, we're watching TV. Why would I leave the lights on? Yeah. It's just because I'm a light person because I think I'm afraid of the dark. And so I think whenever in those moments I get mad at somebody just because like, I'm annoyed with myself and now I'm blaming it on them. Mm-hmm. I need to say it in an Australian accent. Oi, turn off the lights, mate.
Oh, that was weird.
You try it.
Turn off the lights.
Come on, say something in an Australian accent. It's not easy.
I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. I think I could be the next Steve Irwin and be a pretty good Australian person. Also,
you sound a little British.
I was just about to say that. I literally don't know how to not make them mesh together.
Chicken down on the barbie, mate.
Yeah, then like, how do you start not being British or Australian?
I know.
Thank God we're not dialect coaches or something.
Yeah, we stinks, and we're probably offensive, so our bad.
Sorry, guys. Okay, so those were the ones we heard, and there were a few funny ones. You can go down such a crazy rabbit hole with TikTok. So I've pulled up a couple. Should we cover all of them? Because there were comments that were hilarious. There was one that I thought was hilarious about the most unhinged reasons you've ever missed work, or like the most unhinged reason you've given an excuse to miss work.
I want to hear those.
Okay, let me pull this up. You know what? Freaking the links on Google Drive are so... Okay, here we go. I've got it. Okay, I'm bored. What are your most unhinged excuses for missing work? I'm not talking flat tire or dead grandma. I want to hear unhinged. And the first one says, I'm allergic to rabbits. So I went to a pet store before work and rubbed them on my face, then went to work with hives looking crazy. They sent me home with sick leave and I took Benadryl later.
Okay, well, you like missed work and you also had a miserable day.
That's commitment.
That's like, you need a new job.
Literally rubbed your face with rabbits. Also, let's take all these with a grain of salt. Did you really go to a pet store and rub your face with rabbits?
Like, there are so many layers of problems that you have.
If that's your first go-to, I'm gonna rub my face with rabbits. And can you imagine seeing someone do that in a pet store?
Yeah. Yikes.
So I thought that was interesting. This one was funny. I pulled into work one morning, looked at the building, and literally went home, packed my bags, and moved from Texas to North Carolina. They have yet to hear back from me. They just moved across the country to solve their problems.
Oh, okay.
This one was really clever. And I thought this one was pretty smart. She said, I foreshadow a call off. Day before work, I'm like, anyone have Tylenol? I feel so achy and terrible all of a sudden. So when I call off, everyone's like, oh yeah, she seemed sick.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Very manipulative and a little evil, but smart.
It's unhinged, right? That's what it's supposed
to
be.
Unhinged. Unhinged.
Okay, I thought that was very clever. Okay, I'll give two more because these are just funny. This one's dark humor, so prepare. She says, I always start every job with 2 parents and 4 grandparents. So then
that's literally awful. Wow.
No.
Okay.
It's unhinged.
Our followers are pretty vanilla in a good way. Like
I said that was dark humor. That was dark humor.
Yeah, like our people are a little vanilla, and we appreciate you for that.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone I know would. I don't want that karma.
No, you know what? I remember one time when Dad was sick in the hospital and I was speeding in an office. I mean, I was going like 90 and a 55 to get to the hospital. I needed pulled over. And the cop saw me. Stopped. And I was like bawling. I'm like, my dad has cancer. He's like, if you're lying about that, shame on you and shame, like, in the karma you're putting on your dad. I was like, I'm not lying. You can follow me.
Like, come to the hospital with me.
Right? So, oh my God, if, like, that's one thing I don't mess around with.
I know. So we'll end it on a lighter note, which it's not light. It's kind of gross. But she just said, I just straight up tell them I have diarrhea. They usually don't ask further questions.
No. Okay, you know what? Just saying the word diarrhea out loud to somebody like I have that, I could never do it.
Oh, like, hey, I'm shitting my pants right now.
Yeah, no, I would just say, hey, man, I got something with my stomach going on, so they can let their mind go whichever end they want it to go.
I like the diarrhea for emphasis.
So gross. Could you imagine me like, oh yeah, I don't want that in the office. Like, yeah, literally my worst nightmare.
I don't want your poopy pants here.
I don't want your poopy pants here, okay.
So, those were there. And again, there's literal thousands of comments. The ones at the top,
this is a funny trend.
If y'all go on and look.
You have to go into it and, like, it's like, oh, what is something I do that I don't want people to know? Because we all do things that make us bad people. Like, none of us.
These aren't always. Some of the
not like bad people, but it's like things that you would judge me for, or I would judge you for. We all do those things.
Yeah, we do, and that's where I won't read all of them. But if y'all want to laugh, go search, and I can put up if you want, but I could go so far into it. The most unhinged mom hacks. There was a mom. She's like, "Give me your most unhinged parenting
the one
mom
where you
hacks."
Scream back at your kids when they cry.
Yes,
that's so funny.
And she was like, "Don't give me the advice of like let them run around naked or like put them in the sun." She's like, "Give me your most unhinged advice." And basically, all the comments and people were commenting this, probably not parents, of like, "This is the most creative list of lies I've ever seen in my life."
What? Give me like your top 2 or like.
Okay, I will pull it up. Let's see.
I mean,
this one has over 1 million
Easter's
likes.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh, this one's bad. I always tell my daughter to hold my hand so mommy doesn't get run over, or so mommy doesn't get lost. The last part. But she said, I think it's easier to comprehend than her getting lost or getting hurt.
Okay, but she's gonna grow up with trauma that if she doesn't stay there, her mom is gonna like disappear forever.
You're gonna hear some of these, and now you're gonna be in the comments thinking these people are terrible.
Well, like, I get it, but that's some crazy trauma. Like, I'm down with lies like the Easter Bunny and Santa Claus, but that's kind of...
Those aren't unhinged. You're gonna have to get on board for this.
Okay, I'm ready.
I was like, you're...
And I'm also, whenever that girl starts a GoFundMe for therapy, I'll contribute.
Well, she just will hold her hand when she crosses the road with someone.
She's never gonna leave home.
Anyways.
Sorry, continue.
This one was very clever. I told my toddler his ears turn red when he lies, so when he's lying, he covers his ears.
Oh, I like that one.
I was like, that is so smart.
That one I can get down with. Okay. All right. Okay. I like that one.
Told my kids if they go to school all week, they can have the weekend off. Oh, that's hilarious.
I'm going to start telling myself that lie about work.
Literally, if I get through this, I have 2 days off. Okay, some of these are pretty nifty. Said, I turn the volume on the TV down to 5, so they are forced to be quiet as possible to hear what's happening.
Evil.
Well, it's covered though, like, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see, my mom used to tell me she was allergic. My mom used to tell us she was allergic to loud noises. So when she was overstimulated, she would say she was having an allergic reaction. That worked until a doctor asked me if any allergies run in the family. Yeah.
See, these are funny. The first one is really bad, and she has traumatized her child. These are funny.
41,000 comments. Over 41,000 comments. Okay. So, this one just says, my daughter hates dinner time but loves lunch, so most nights we're having second lunch.
Oh, genius. I like when people call salmon like beach chicken.
Yeah.
Like I like that.
I know.
It's shifting the truth.
Yeah, so a lot of these were just cute. And someone just says, unfortunately, some of these would work on me still. I was like, true.
I know, it's like parents are so creative at rebranding things they know their kids will like. They're just unfamiliar with it. Yeah. It's just like parenting is just like one big PR spin.
The original creative directors.
The OG creative directors.
Yeah. So I thought all of those were really funny. And
oh my God.
There was a video. It wasn't necessarily unhinged, but she actually said, okay, what are innocent ways to keep things spicy in a relationship? And all of them were like nice and cute. But then there was one girl who said, every now and then I just like to have a complete mental breakdown to keep things spicy or something. I was like, true.
Same.
So that was just really funny in the comments. Like, every now and then I just have to I like to have a complete breakdown just to keep him on his toes.
Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah, so I thought that was funny because it was kind of an unhinged comment in a innocent ways post. Yeah, if y'all really want to deep dive, you could go on forever listening to all of these. Funny.
Some will probably make you mad, like that one made me mad, but then the rest, like, you have to take it with what it is. It's meant to be funny.
Yeah. Or it's just it's what works for you.
I haven't really thought of one.
It's okay. I have one that you kind of build upon.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with yours. So let's start with yours and maybe I'll think of something.
Okay, so mine's not necessarily like unhinged. I mean, some people might, think it would be unhinged. I guess it could be more so controversial. But I just personally think that living with someone before marriage is so important. And it's almost a must, in my opinion, because you have to discover if you like the person. And I know there's different views that you can have of what should happen between a couple before marriage. You can still live with someone and still stick to your moral values if that's what you want to do, because I personally think marriage is not that hard when you marry someone that you already know you're besties with, right? That you know that you already get along with. I'm not saying there's not going to be trials and hard moments in a marriage, but people who are like, oh, the first month or couple months of marriage are so hard. I'm like, no, they're not. This literally feels like it changed nothing, you know?
I told him the only thing that really changes when you've already been living with your now spouse is that you're locked in with a piece of paper. And if you want to leave, it's like, yikes.
Yeah. In fact, you had a funny little...
Oh, I was like, yeah, you got to take the car for a test drive before you buy it.
I was like,
You're not just going to go based off of reviews online.
Yeah.
You got to test it first.
you got to get a real feel. I mean, seriously, though.
You can't trust other market research.
Well, yeah, and you realize even, right, when you've had roommates in the past, you realize we're great friends, we're terrible roommates.
Oh, yeah, we had one of those.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So you saying that made me think of an unhinged version of this.
Okay.
And if you're getting older, like I was getting older, and you're starting to realize I don't have a lot of time to figure things out, so I've got to make decisions faster.
Yeah.
And so if you are like, I've just got to find out if I like this guy and if we're meant to get married, I would recommend meeting him right before the start of a global pandemic, and then you're literally forced to live together and see nobody else. And you'll learn very quickly if that's the person you're going to marry.
So how can someone recreate that without going through a global pandemic? Because I don't want that again.
I'm sure I don't want one to come up, but I'm sure another lockdown someday will happen. Or you could just put up old COVID runnings on the TV and convince them that it's a pandemic.
Or just lock yourselves in an apartment together for a week and see how it goes.
Yeah. Yeah. Be like, let's pretend it's COVID again.
We can do nothing but literally hang out on this couch together. Do we hate each other?
Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, Joe and I literally met in January. February, or March, whatever rolls around. And it's basically, we're just like, okay, I guess it's just us. It was like
we have no friends.
1 year was equivalent to 3 years.
Yeah, you've really got to know each other on the level that people need to, right? It's not the fun, fancy dates and the cool vacations where you really, that's always going to be fun, right? You need to get to know each other on that level of what type of roommate are you? How do you sleep? Are you dirty? Are you clean? Whatnot. And I just think it's not crazy.
How do you react to something that's very political and very scary and very maybe not political is not the right word, but a divisive world event.
Yep. Yeah. And I just think, again, it's not crazy because that's just truly what some people choose for different reasons. But getting married is not that hard when you already know you get along with that person. I mean, it's literally it's so easy when you already know that ahead of time. So again,
so get your friends, plan up a fake pandemic, lock them in an apartment with you, and see how it goes.
Yep.
There you go. That's unhinged. Boom.
That's a little scary, little hostage situation. All right, Becca Wynn.
Who am I to judge anybody else's? I'm literally telling you to take somebody hostage.
Take him hostage, put him in a room. Okay, so I'm going to kidnap Monica in the middle of the night, find her a man, and put her in a room with someone and see how it goes.
Oh, funny. Those are fun. I'm excited for people who listen to them and go and just kind of get lost in the scrolling of the trend and just giggling.
Yeah, you can go down a rabbit hole. And it's on accounts of all sizes. There's videos that are really big with, that one had 40,000 comments, and there's some with just a few. But it's funny, and I might post one on my page yet. I'm not sure about what yet, but I want to see what type of responses I get.
I feel like you need to give people an example of what unhinged means.
Yeah, we're talking weird. We're talking.
We're not talking
like Becca judged that mom.
Yeah, you can't give good advice. You need to be rubbing rabbits on your face so you don't have to go to work.
I want to see you suffer for this advice.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I want to hear weird things. Well, even though we didn't get that weird. We say that and we're like, well, live with your partner beforehand.
I feel like mine was a little unhinged.
Yeah. Would you actually do it, though?
I mean, intentionally, no.
You did do it. But yeah, would you hold someone hostage? I don't know. Anyways, before we get Becca in trouble for her unhinged opinion, those were, again, it's just very enjoyable. It's just a nice way to unwind if you're looking to. And again, I've actually been saving some TikTok, I have my different folders. I have my pregnancy folder, my parenting folder, and I have been saving some of them in each because there have been some about labor, about how to get through it. And those are also hilarious. Like, literally just scream like an animal at anyone who comes near you. I was like, lit. But we can move on to our weekly hot take. And this was also while I was doing my market research of scrolling last night. It was talking about the food aisle at TJ Maxx. And the hot take is, okay, I think we've all potentially seen the food aisle at TJ Maxx. It is the most random kind of chaotic food selection there is. You never know what you're going to find. And so do you think that is something that's weird and gross? A lot of the comments were like, I swear everything's expired. Or is it good items? Is it hidden gems? You just need to look a little harder. Give it a chance.
It's elite. Like, these people who are saying it's expired, I'm sorry you have such a crappy TJ Maxx. Because also, like, I mean, I checked the expiration date, and it's always food that's, extremely processed and can live forever.
Yeah, this stuff will last years on the shelves.
Like, this is like atomic bomb kind of stuff. So, I love it.
Yeah?
That's my favorite thing to go in there. I actually am good at going into TJ Maxx and only strolling the snack aisle.
Oh.
And then leaving. Yeah, I mean, I do that not all the time. I used to do it a lot more.
Once a week, Becca's strolling the aisle at TJ Maxx.
No, I think I truly used to.
It is fun.
I do less of those things with a mortgage. And
less expensive random snacks.
But ours, I mean, there are some things in TJ Maxx that they definitely buy regularly. Like, there are certain brands and there are certain things that they always have there that are like TJ Maxx staples. And some of their snacks are always there and they're good. But their sauces and stuff, like, I found some good hot sauce there. I've found some good, I think it's great.
I also think it's fun.
Yeah. You can't go in with a mission. You can't go in with a mission to TJ Maxx ever. That is your first mistake.
You're not going to find it then.
Don't go in with intentions of finding something specific. You will fail.
Yes. You have to go in with an open mind. Open mind.
Yes. You wander.
You wander.
You go in with a wandering mind.
Well, I agree with you because I don't really have one close to me much anymore. So I don't go into TJ Maxx that often, but I do enjoy browsing. And I will say some of the items are kind of random, but yeah, just literally look at the expiration date. It's probably illegal to put expired items out with fake expiration dates. And a lot of the comments were, you can find some hidden gems, cool pastas, cool sauces, like you said. There's always a lot of random coffee selections too. A lot of random kind of K-cups or syrups you can use. So,
oh yeah, I like the syrups.
Yeah, I don't know where they get everything, or
it's probably just like warehouses had extra production, or like some have such strict rules of like the labels, even like the teeniest bit crooked, or like the ink is a little smudged. There's always something either wrong or it was extra.
That makes sense.
And by wrong, it's kind of like those misfit fruits, like the banana's a little ugly.
Or even like the clothes in TJ Maxx. I know they're coming from somewhere, but you can always maybe see that, okay, maybe these buttons are a little misaligned, or something like that. Okay, so we are yay, not nay. We are yays on the TJ Maxx food aisle.
Major yay. Double thumbs up yay for me.
Double thumbs up yay. I also found, you can get them online, I think. They're called Heavenly Hunks. They're they're almost like little granola oat bites, and they have different flavors, and they were really tasty. And I found it at TJ Maxx after someone had talked about it, and they were really good. So
I've never found something that I've been inclined to like go buy it again.
Oh, I am inclined to buy these again, I think. Maybe.
Wow, that's a major TJ Maxx find. I have been that way with some clothing brands, but never the food.
Okay. I say that though, and this was over a year ago, and I've not actually bought them since. I say I would, and I might. I mean, I like them enough, but I haven't. So it was still good.
They made you think again.
Made me think. I still think about it. I see people eat the brand that you can get elsewhere.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Well, I love it that we are on the same page, and next week we'll have a kind of a hot take obsession. It's also about food, so we'll save that because it's a yummy one. And I like where this episode went. We got a couple different areas of unhinged advice covered. We got some health ones, we got some parenting ones, we got some beauty ones, we got some relationship work. Just we covered a lot of different ground on this episode. And yeah, if y'all agree, disagree, or you have your own, now that you kind of have an idea of what we mean when it's unhinged or weird, or maybe it's things you wouldn't always just admit out loud, we would love to hear some feedback. And if you, of course, enjoyed the episode, like, share, subscribe, do the thing, share it to social if you would like, and you can find us on all socials at Cowgirl Talk. So thanks for tuning in, y'all.
And as always, have a wonderful, unhinged day, cowgirls. Bye.
Bye.